There comes a moment in life when you have to stop talking about what you want and start doing something about it. There comes a moment when excuses no longer sound convincing, when waiting no longer feels comfortable, and when you finally realize that nobody is coming to live your life for you. That moment is now. Get up. Get serious. Change your life. You have spent enough time thinking about what could have been. You have spent enough time worrying about what people think, replaying your failures, comparing your journey to someone else's, and telling yourself that someday you will become the person you know you are capable of becoming. But someday is not a day on the calendar. Someday is an excuse unless you turn it into today. There is a moment in every person's life when they have to make a decision. Not a decision about what they want to eat, where they want to go, or what they want to buy. A deeper decision. A decision about who they are going to become. A decision about whether they are going to continue living according to old habits, old fears, old excuses, and old limitations, or whether they are finally going to stand up and take control of their direction. That moment may be uncomfortable, but it is necessary, because the truth is, many people are not stuck because they lack ability. They are stuck because they keep waiting. They wait until they feel motivated. They wait until they have more money. They wait until they have more confidence. They wait until the timing is perfect. They wait until someone believes in them. They wait until they feel ready. But what if ready never comes? What if the perfect moment never arrives? What if the only real opportunity you have is the moment, standing directly in front of you? You have to stop waiting for the perfect moment. Your life does not need perfect circumstances to begin changing. It needs a decision. It needs movement. It needs courage. It needs you to take one step, even when you cannot see the entire road ahead. Think about how many opportunities you may have delayed because you were waiting to feel ready. Think about the ideas you never started, the goals you never pursued, the conversations you never had, the skills you never learned, and the dreams you quietly abandoned because you convinced yourself that the timing was not right. Maybe you told yourself, "I will start tomorrow." Tomorrow became next week. Next week became next month. Next month became next year. And suddenly, you look around and realize that time has been moving whether you were ready or not. That is why you have to wake up, not tomorrow, today. You have to understand that action creates clarity. You do not always discover the path before you begin walking. Sometimes you discover the path because you begin walking. You may not know exactly how you are going to reach your goal. Start anyway. You may not feel confident. Start anyway. You may be afraid of failure. Start anyway. You may not have everyone's support. Start anyway. You may not have everything you need. Start with what you have. Because waiting feels safe, but waiting has a price. Every day you wait is a day you cannot get back. Every hour you spend procrastinating is an hour that could have been used to build something. Every time you allow fear to make your decisions, you teach yourself that fear is in control. And the more you obey fear, the stronger fear becomes. But the opposite is also true. Every time you act despite fear, you become stronger. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, your confidence grows. Every time you finish something you wanted to quit, your discipline grows. Every time you take responsibility instead of making an excuse, your character grows. This is how transformation happens, not through one magical moment, through small decisions repeated again and again. You do not need to change your entire life in one day. You need to change what you do today. If you have been wasting hours, reclaim 1 hour. If you have been avoiding your goals, work on one goal. If you have been neglecting your health, take one positive step. If you have been afraid to start, start badly. Yes, start badly. Because your first attempt does not need to be perfect. It needs to exist. The first video may not be perfect. The first business idea may not be perfect. The first workout may not be impressive. The first page of your book may not be brilliant. The first attempt may look small, but small beginnings have enormous power because they create momentum. And momentum changes people. Once you start moving, you begin seeing yourself differently. You stop thinking, I am someone who wants to change. You start thinking, I am someone who is changing. That difference is powerful. Your identity begins to change when your behavior changes. If you repeatedly tell yourself that you are lazy, you will begin behaving like someone who is lazy. If you repeatedly tell yourself that you are incapable, you will hesitate whenever an opportunity appears. But if you begin proving to yourself that you can take action, you create a new identity. You become someone who gets things done. You become someone who keeps promises. You become someone who does not need perfect conditions. You become someone who moves forward. That is why you cannot keep waiting for motivation. Motivation is temporary. Some mornings you will wake up excited. Other mornings you will wake up tired. Some days you will believe in yourself. Other days you will question everything. That is normal. Do not build your future on feelings. Build it on commitment. If you decide that you will work toward your goal only when you feel motivated, your progress will always depend on your mood. But if you decide that your goal matters, even when you don't feel like working, you become dangerous to your old limitations. You become disciplined. And discipline is simply choosing what matters most over what feels easiest right now. The easy choice is often to stay in bed. The easy choice is to scroll. The easy choice is to postpone. The easy choice is to say, I will do it later. But easy choices repeated every day can create a difficult life. Difficult choices repeated every day can create an easier future. So ask yourself honestly, what am I waiting for? Are you waiting for someone to believe in you? Believe in yourself first. Are you waiting for permission? Give yourself permission. Are you waiting for confidence? Build confidence through action. Are you waiting for the right time? Make this time count. Are you waiting for your circumstances to change? Start changing what is within your control, because you cannot control everything. You cannot control what people think. You cannot control what happened yesterday. You cannot control every obstacle that will appear tomorrow. But you can control whether you get up today. You can control whether you take responsibility. You can control whether you spend your time wisely. You can control whether you keep moving. And sometimes, that is enough. Maybe your life is not where you want it to be right now. That does not mean it will stay there. Your current situation is not a permanent sentence. Your present circumstances are not the final chapter. But you have to participate in your own transformation. Nobody can do that part for you. So get up. Get out of the mindset that says, one day. Replace it with, today. Today I will begin. Today I will take one step. Today I will stop making excuses. Today I will do something my future self will thank me for. And tomorrow, you do it again. That is how lives change. One decision, one action, one day at a time. You do not need to see the whole staircase. You only need enough courage to take the next step. And when you take that step, take another, then another, until one day you realize that you are no longer standing in the same place. You moved, you grew, you changed. And it all began when you finally stopped waiting for the perfect moment and decided that the moment you had was enough. There comes a point when wanting something is no longer enough. You can dream about a better life. You can imagine success. You can talk about your goals. You can tell people what you are going to accomplish. But eventually, you have to make a decision. Are you serious about the life you say you want? Because your goals can hear your words, but your life responds to your actions. Getting serious about your goals means deciding that your future deserves your attention. It means moving from I hope to I will. It means moving from talking about what you want to actually building it. A lot of people have goals, but very few people organize their lives around those goals. They say they want financial freedom, but they refuse to learn new skills. They say they want better health, but they constantly choose habits that damage their energy. They say they want success, but they spend their best hours distracted. They say they want to change, but they keep protecting the habits that are keeping them exactly where they are. You cannot build a serious future with a casual attitude. If something truly matters to you, your behavior must prove it. Look at the people who accomplish extraordinary things. They are not necessarily working every second of every day. They are simply intentional about where their energy goes. They understand that time is limited. They understand that attention is valuable. They understand that every day gives them a certain amount of opportunity, and they refuse to waste all of it. You need that same seriousness, not pressure that destroys you, not obsession that makes you miserable. Seriousness means commitment. It means saying, "This matters to me, and I am willing to work for it." Your goal might be to build a business. It might be to become financially stable. It might be to improve your education. It might be to become healthier. It might be to develop confidence. It might be to create something meaningful. Whatever your goal is, stop treating it like a hobby if it is important to your future. Give it a place in your schedule. Give it your attention. Give it consistent effort. Give it patience. And most importantly, give it time. You cannot plant a seed today and demand a tree tomorrow. Growth takes time. You have to be willing to work when the results are invisible. This is where many people quit. They begin something, work for a few days or weeks, and then look around asking, "Where are the results?" But some of the most important progress happens beneath the surface. When you exercise consistently, your body may not transform overnight. When you study, you may not become an expert in a week. When you build a business, you may not make money immediately. When you create content, your audience may not appear instantly. When you develop confidence, you may still feel nervous. But that does not mean nothing is happening. Every repetition is building something. Every attempt is teaching you something. Every difficult day is strengthening something inside you. You have to learn to respect the process. The world celebrates results, but results are usually the final product of hundreds of invisible decisions. People see the successful person standing on the stage, but they do not see the mornings when that person wanted to quit. They see the finished business, but they do not see the years of mistakes. They see the transformation, but they do not see the ordinary days of discipline. You have to be willing to live through the part. Nobody applauds. That is what being serious means. You work even when nobody notices. You improve even when nobody compliments you. You continue even when the numbers are small. You practice even when you are not naturally talented. You keep going because your commitment is stronger than your temporary emotions. And this is where you need to become careful about distractions. Distraction is one of the biggest enemies of serious progress. Your phone can consume hours. Entertainment can consume hours. Arguments can consume hours. Other people's opinions can consume hours. Comparison can consume hours. Worry can consume hours. And at the end of the day, you may feel exhausted without having moved closer to your goal. You need to protect your attention. Ask yourself before giving something your time, is this helping me become the person I want to become? Not everything that feels good is good for you. Not everything that is entertaining deserves your attention. Not every conversation deserves your energy. Not every invitation deserves your yes. Sometimes getting serious about your life means learning to say no. No to distractions. No to unnecessary drama. No to constant procrastination. No to people who repeatedly pull you away from your purpose. No to the version of yourself that always chooses comfort. And saying no is not about thinking you are better than others. It is about understanding your priorities. You cannot say yes to everything and still give your best to something meaningful. If you want to become excellent at something, you have to protect time for it. If you want to change your life, you have to make room for change. That may require uncomfortable decisions. Maybe you need to wake up earlier. Maybe you need to stop spending money carelessly. Maybe you need to learn something new. Maybe you need to spend less time online. Maybe you need to stop surrounding yourself with negativity. Maybe you need to become more organized. Maybe you need to finally take the project you keep postponing seriously. Whatever it is, understand this. Nobody can make the decision for you. People can give advice, but you have to choose. And once you choose, you need to remain consistent. Do not keep changing your goal every time the journey becomes difficult. Sometimes the problem is not the goal. The problem is your patience. You start something today and expect results tomorrow. You become frustrated when progress is slow. You compare your beginning to someone else's 10th year. Then you convince yourself that you are not capable. No. You are simply learning. Give yourself time. Give yourself permission to be a beginner. Give yourself permission to make mistakes. But do not give yourself permission to quit every time things become uncomfortable. Your goals require a version of you that has stronger standards. You have to start asking more from yourself. Not because you are not enough, but because you have more inside you. You are capable of learning. You are capable of improving. You are capable of becoming disciplined. You are capable of doing difficult things. But capability means very little until you use it. So stop asking whether you feel ready. Ask whether you are willing. Are you willing to wake up and work? Are you willing to stay consistent? Are you willing to sacrifice temporary comfort for long-term freedom? Are you willing to keep learning? Are you willing to fail and try again? Are you willing to keep going when nobody is cheering? If your answer is yes, then you are already becoming serious. You do not need to prove your commitment with words. Prove it with your calendar. Prove it with your habits. Prove it with your consistency. Prove it with what you do when nobody is watching. Your future is being built quietly. Every morning you choose discipline. You are building it. Every evening you refuse to waste your time. You are building it. Every time you choose your goal over an unnecessary distraction, you are building it. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you are building it. And eventually, those small decisions become your life. So decide what matters. Protect it. Work for it. Stay patient. Stay disciplined. And stop treating your dream like something you will pursue only when everything else is finished. Make it part of your life now, because the life you want will require a serious version of you. Not a perfect version. Not a fearless version. Not a version that never makes mistakes. A committed version. A disciplined version. A version that wakes up and says, "This matters, and I am going to give it everything I reasonably can." That is when your direction begins to change. That is when your habits begin to change. That is when your confidence begins to change. And eventually, your entire life begins to change. There will be days when you wake up and you do not feel like doing anything. There will be mornings when your energy is low, your confidence is weak, and your mind gives you 100 reasons to stay comfortable. There will be moments when the goal that once excited you suddenly feels too far away. You will question whether all the effort is worth it. You will wonder if you are really capable of becoming the person you want to become. Those moments are not proof that you should quit. They are the moments when discipline matters most. Motivation is powerful, but motivation is temporary. It can inspire you to begin, but it cannot always carry you through the difficult middle. There will always be days when the excitement disappears. There will always be days when you would rather rest, scroll, sleep, complain, or do something easier. That is why you cannot build your future on motivation alone. You have to build it on discipline. Discipline means doing what needs to be done, even when you do not feel like doing it. It means understanding that your feelings are real, but they do not have to control every decision you make. You can feel tired and still take one step. You can feel afraid and still move forward. You can feel uncertain and still keep learning. You can feel discouraged and still refuse to quit. That is strength. People often think strong people never feel weak. That is not true. Strong people feel weakness too. The difference is that they do not allow temporary weakness to become a permanent decision. They understand that emotions change. Today you may feel unstoppable. Tomorrow you may feel exhausted. The next day you may feel inspired again. If your actions completely depend on your emotions, your progress will always be unpredictable. One day you work, the next day you stop. One day you believe in yourself. The next day you doubt everything. One day you are focused. The next day you become distracted. That cycle can continue for years. Discipline breaks the cycle. Discipline says, I may not feel like doing this, but I know this matters. That sentence can change your life. Imagine what would happen if you stopped waiting to feel motivated before taking action. Imagine waking up and knowing exactly what needs to be done. You do not spend 30 minutes debating with yourself. You do not negotiate with your alarm. You do not spend the morning thinking about whether you are in the mood. You simply begin. That is how momentum is created. And the beautiful thing about discipline is that it becomes easier with practice. At first, getting up early may feel difficult. At first, exercising may feel difficult. At first, studying may feel difficult. At first, working on your dream after a long day may feel difficult. But every time you do something difficult, you strengthen your ability to do difficult things. You are training your mind. You are teaching yourself that discomfort is not danger. You are teaching yourself that you can keep going even when things are not easy. And eventually, what once felt impossible becomes normal. That is how people change. They do not suddenly wake up as completely different human beings. They train themselves through repeated choices. Every disciplined action is a vote for the person you want to become. When you choose to work instead of procrastinate, you vote for your future. When you choose to exercise instead of making another excuse, you vote for your health. When you choose to study instead of wasting another hour, you vote for your growth. When you choose to remain focused instead of chasing every distraction, you vote for your purpose. You are constantly voting for an identity. So ask yourself, who are you voting to become? Are you becoming someone who keeps promises or someone who breaks them? Are you becoming someone who finishes or someone who constantly starts and stops? Are you becoming someone who faces challenges or someone who runs whenever things become uncomfortable? Your daily actions answer these questions, not your intentions, your actions. You can say you want to change your life, but your habits reveal whether you truly mean it. This does not mean you have to be perfect. You will miss days. You will make mistakes. You will have moments of weakness. The goal is not perfection. The goal is consistency. If you fall off track, get back on. If you miss one workout, do not turn one missed day into one missed month. If you waste one day, do not waste the next one trying to feel guilty about the previous day. Learn, rest, destroy. Continue. Discipline is not punishment. Discipline is self-respect. When you discipline yourself, you are telling yourself, my future matters. You are telling yourself, my dreams deserve effort. You are telling yourself, I am not going to sacrifice everything I want for a few minutes of temporary comfort, because comfort can be addictive. Your mind will always try to protect you from discomfort. It will tell you to stay in bed. It will tell you that tomorrow is better. It will tell you that you deserve a break. Sometimes you do deserve rest. But there is a difference between rest and avoidance. Rest helps you recover, so you can continue. Avoidance helps you escape what you know you need to do. Learn the difference. There will be days when you genuinely need to slow down, but there will also be days when you simply do not want to do the work. On those days, you need discipline. You need to tell yourself, I do not need to feel ready. I just need to begin. And often, once you begin, the resistance becomes smaller. The hardest part is sometimes getting started. Open the book, put on the shoes, turn on the computer, write the first sentence, make the first call, complete the first task. Once you move, your mind begins to follow. Action creates energy. Progress creates confidence. Completion creates momentum. You do not have to conquer your entire life today. You only have to win the next decision. When the alarm rings, get up. When the distraction appears, return to the task. When the negative thought appears, challenge it. When the obstacle appears, find another way. When failure appears, learn from it. When fear appears, move anyway. That is discipline. And understand something important. Discipline is not about being hard on yourself every minute of every day. It is about being honest with yourself. If you say you are going to do something, try to do it. If you make a promise to yourself, keep it. Because every time you break your own promises, you weaken your trust in yourself. But every time you keep them, even small ones, you strengthen that trust. Start small. Tell yourself you will work for 20 minutes, then do it. Tell yourself you will read 10 pages, then do it. Tell yourself you will wake up at a certain time, then do it. You are building evidence that you can trust yourself. And confidence built on evidence is powerful. You do not need to constantly tell yourself that you are strong. You can prove it through your behavior. You prove it by getting up. You prove it by continuing. You prove it by doing the work when nobody is watching. You prove it by refusing to let one bad day define you. There will always be reasons to stop. There will always be distractions. There will always be people who doubt you. There will always be difficult seasons. But you do not need a perfect life to build a powerful life. You need consistency. You need patience. You need discipline. You need the willingness to keep moving, even when motivation disappears. Because one day, you will look back and realize that the days you thought were insignificant were actually building your future. The early mornings, the difficult workouts, the long study sessions, the moments when you wanted to quit but continued, the days when nobody noticed your effort, all of them mattered. So when motivation disappears, do not panic. Return to your commitment. Remember why you started. Remember what you are building. Remember the person you want to become. Then take the next step. You do not need to feel powerful to act powerfully. You simply need to act again and again and again until discipline becomes your lifestyle and progress becomes your normal.